Okay, so let's dive into our topic. I received a message, okay, and in this message, this person was writing, said, I'm ready to go to school, have been accepted to my master program, but at the same time, the school told me that you really have to work hard because it's really hard to find a job afterward. So he wrote to me and said, but Luciano, I didn't know that. I said, what do you mean you didn't know that? I say this all the time. I say this all the time, that there is always great difficulties, in looking for a job in car design. I'm not talking about design, but I'm talking about car design. Because our job, our field, as I explained several times, and I would like to do it again with you today, it's not like I don't know, like in Ciao Europe, like engineering. There are lots of engineers in every company, and we need engineers, of course. Or lawyers. There are lots of lawyers, in many lawyer studios, because there is a big demand for lawyers. Car designers, it's really very particular because there are not many car design companies or automobile companies. Besides, they don't stop buying each other's. Therefore, sometimes the situations reduce the opportunity to get new jobs or to make new jobs available in car design. Therefore, the companies, even if we have some new companies lately, which are those startups for electric vehicles, okay, in reality, more or less, I would say that the percentage of jobs available every year, it's almost all the time the same. And there are not that many. So when we think about that, and we think how many design schools we have already all over the world, in almost every important country, okay, big countries, okay, in the 3 continents, then what happens? That we have a lot of people that hi Arwin, I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for being here with us. Then there are a lot of people that are getting out of school to look for a job, and out there you have always more or less the same number of jobs available. So this means that we don't have just the people from undergraduates, that get their bachelor and they get out. Then you have also the postgraduates, which are the people that make the master program, and they also get into the battle of getting a job, and all those people are all in competition between themselves. And when you watch, when you think about the car design company, the car design studio that will be in front of you looking at your work and ready to hire you because they need somebody, it's not that the first one that has nice sketches will be hired 100%, therefore it's a piece of cake, it's a joke. It's not gonna be like that. We know that there is a lot of people out there, and therefore we pick up the one or the ones that we believe to be the best for our design studio environment. And this is what makes, all this together makes the difficulty, in searching for a car design job once you are out of school. Because I remember a student from Italy, that told me, I am so, hey, Srila Paul, ciao, good evening to you. I remember this guy from Italy, that basically what he was saying I'm very happy that I am almost ready to complete my bachelor here in Torino, and after I really want to go and work for Fiat. And I told him, but are you sure that it's gonna be exactly like that? Because it's not that Fiat will hire people from your school because your school is in Torino. For sure Fiat will come and check it out. But you are in competition with the schools that are in France, that are in America, that are in India, that are in China. Now we have also in China some really good schools about car design. You know, the schools in Spain, in Sweden, in Germany that is so, with Pforzheim School, such a good school. So in England, you know, Coventry, Royal College, not to talk about CCS, Art Center in US. So when I tell you that, you can imagine how many students are out there, more or less in the same day, with the portfolio ready to attack the market because they want to get that spot, you know, they want to get the job. So this is the thing. So it doesn't mean that because you are in Torino, you are Italian, you are applying, once you finish school in Torino, you go and apply at Fiat. The Fiat will say, ah, fantastic, we have an Italian coming from car design school that is Italian. No, maybe that's not even good, because you know, in every car design studio there are so many, it's so plural in terms of people coming from countries, you know, a little bit from all over. Therefore, the richness of putting different type of cultures in making creation, you know, that thing you have to preserve it, and you have to make sure that that thing it really works. And therefore, to do that, the priority is not anymore to go in the school next door and hire people. You know, that's the thing. So now that I explained to you a little bit that's what I told that guy, you know, in the message. It's normal. Car design is so unique, you know, in its kind, that this type of field and job, it's nice once you get in, because once you get in, then you get make your career, and if you work well, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sooner or later. It's gonna happen nicely. You're gonna be very happy and satisfied, because your passion becomes your job. Therefore, your job is not anymore. How can I say? It's not anymore sacrifice, stuff like that. Let me check this one. So no, this one no. Okay. I want to check that camera on top, but it's just too close to my nose. Then you're gonna see a big nose like that, and that's not nice. All right, so coming back to our topic. So what I told him is very simple. You have to make a astonishing, a very good portfolio, because the only thing is gonna save your ass is your portfolio. If your portfolio is the right one for the company that is looking at your portfolio, okay, then you have a very strong chance to get in. But if your portfolio it's not really well done, because you think that it's enough to have good pictures and good sketches, and therefore you're gonna knock down the market, okay, because you know how to draw really well, but several other things don't go together with your portfolio, then you are running a high risk that with the effect of the competition from other students, that's what's going to happen. Someone else is going to get your job. It's going to get your place, because you want to make sure that what you produce in terms of portfolio does not make doubts, negative doubts in the head of the people that are watching that portfolio. You want to make sure that when you present it, people say, this is a really good one. Maybe we do not decide right away, you know, to give the job that we have available. We think about it. And maybe we wait 1 or 2 or 3 days to see if there is someone else better than you. Because of course we want to put that money for the best young designer we can find on the market. And if during those 2-3 days nobody comes out like better than you, then we know that we have you and we'll take you. But if your portfolio has some of the things that are not really, how can I say, not really well done, then I can tell you it's for sure it's gonna be really complicated, even if they will make, will give you compliments on some of your projects. So once again, after all this, to say that the portfolio becomes the central element of getting a job, because all the other elements, you know, the school, the number of students, the competitions are elements that are creating a sort of overall difficulty. So the only one that is able to break that difficulty and make things easier is your portfolio, it's your book, the way you do it. It's quality. Yes, Yash. Sir, does the portfolio have to contain brand-specific project for the brands I'm going to for an interview, or can it be multiple brand? Okay, you can do, yes, you can do both ways. You know, you can have if you go to BMW, for example, you want to make some BMW projects. Okay, I don't want to say project, but at least some nice sketches, designs, or proposals. Okay, it's gonna be very time taking making different portfolios for different companies. You don't have to make different portfolios for different companies. As I said also in another of my videos, you have to have one portfolio that with which you can interchange some slides or some pages, okay, whether it's gonna be a real portfolio in your hands or whether it's gonna be digital, okay. And I was reading, sorry. And what you have to do, if you go to BMW, you have to show projects that look probably better for the BMW type of vehicles they make. You know, don't forget, BMW is not just luxurious cars. They make also family cars and they make EV cars. You know, clean energy. Therefore, you have to look for this type of projects to make sure that that you have it. Even if some of those projects have no brand, okay. But of course, if you go to BMW or to go to Citroën, it would be very nice for Citroën or for BMW, in my opinion, to see what type of interpretation you can make on a three-quarter front view of a Mercedes, Citroën, okay, or a BMW. All right. So I don't want you to do out there, okay. I don't want you to do so many, you know, so many portfolio. It's impossible. Nobody does 3 portfolios or 4 portfolios. It's impossible. You have your portfolio, and then you must have some cards to play. One I take off and and then I make a substitution with something else, and then I take this off and I put the other one in. You know, according to the companies you are visiting. Is it better to Adam? Is it better to show one extensive product in the portfolio or several less developed ones? Adam, I've seen some of your work. If you show 20 pages on one project, I can assure you that after the first 5, we're gonna sleep. Because when you watch a portfolio, it's something exciting. And therefore, as I said many times, there is a lots of excitement in there, emotional, and you want to make sure that by looking at your portfolio, so I see one page, the other page, that excitement, that emotion keeps it up. Now, if you show me the same thing over and over with the several slides or several images, after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that I understand how it is and I already can say I like it or I don't like it, it's starting to get annoying, and therefore you lose the interest. So that's a big risk. So now my answer to your question is yes, you can show a project that is a little bit more developed, and that's very nice, but make sure that some of the pictures are on the same page. For example, that you show one photo of the interior and another one with 3-4 images of the interiors. Maybe one is bigger, the other one is a little bit smaller. So you make a sort of focal point attention, all right? So that when we show that portfolio, people in 2 slides are watching basically 6-7 pictures. That's how I would do it, you know. And then of course you need to have some other projects that maybe in 4 slides we saw it, you know, we understand what it is. Always show some freehand sketching, okay? Don't forget, I tell you all the time, don't forget some freehand sketches, okay? We need some freehand sketches. All right. Yash, yeah, that makes complete sense. Thank you, you're welcome. So I open up, you know, the questions. We already started with Yash and Adam. If you want to ask a question, please do. If you want to offer me a coffee, you can. You have the super chat and super sticker button. You can hit it and offer me a coffee, okay? If you are happy with what we're talking about today and with what I had to say about it. Okay, so, all right, so competition, we said, competition and portfolio. So competition is very, very high, all right? And as I told you many times, you have to remember when you're in school, you are really in competition with the people that are outside school, that are in the other schools. Adam, how many pages should a good portfolio have? You know, a portfolio review in general it works like that. If it's a PowerPoint, for example, okay, I run the PowerPoint kind of fast until I find something that I really like. If I'm alone, I receive the PowerPoint, then I go kind of fast. Don't think that people stay more than a minute on each page. It's not gonna happen because nobody has 20 minutes to spend on a portfolio. So it's gonna be basically 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes to get an idea and to see if there's something is really touching, you know, if it's a love at first sight, you know, like for girls. How many pages should be? Okay, we said that. I will talk about the pages. Srilab, sir, can you shed some light on construction equipment, agriculture market, and what preparation you need for that? I don't know, pal. You're asking me something really complicated. That's a completely different type of market. I have no idea. You have to see with the C and H from the Stellantis group, you know, those that make those beautiful tractors and stuff for farmlands, for land cultivation, stuff like that. All those big machines, you know. So I cannot help you on that. I'm sorry. Now let's go back with the portfolio and pages. I would say that the pages should be like at least between 40 and 60, okay? 40 and 60, it looks like good to me, because you have to consider at least 7-8 projects, okay? Always put a slide of sketches, renderings, maybe photo, pictures, models, stuff like that. Oh, thank you, Vikash, thanks. Hey guys, do you see Vikash? It's really offered me a very good French coffee, espresso coffee. Thank you, Vikash, thanks. So basically, if you think about that, every project should have at least 5, 7, 8 slides, no more than that. You know, I would not go more than 10 slides. So if you make, let's make we do 8, okay, 8 slides, and we have 8 projects. So if I don't make mistake, we should be at 65 pages, okay. Now if we make on each page, okay, we spend 20 seconds. If we spend 20 seconds on each page, multiplied by 65, it's gonna be a portfolio that is discussed about in 10-15 minutes, which sounds good. Okay, I really hope I gave you the right answer. I mean, that's at least about my opinion. But you know, to have 65-70 pages of portfolio to check, it's already a lot, believe me, because on some pages maybe we talk more, and therefore then we have still 20 pages. So I would safely stay between 40 and 60, okay. 40-50, it's 50 would be the best in my opinion. But check also with the teachers, check also with other people, like for example Bear Kaplan, or other people like Michele Leonello, if you know him. You know, people that are in this business, and they can give you a different point of view according to their own experiences and not just mine. But I would say 40-60, that's a good fork, you know, a good range, so that you can make a good portfolio that a lot of people will appreciate for sure. And then don't forget always that the portfolio must be really very well put together, okay. Let me see if I can do something I want to do. I want to try to this top cam, okay. Let's see. So I stay like that, you know. I just missing my cigar. It would be probably not bad, okay. All right, like that. And then we can talk like that. Let me see. You can see a lot of my work, or a lot of my tools here, okay. A lot of my tool. That's all the tools I have. I have the chalk, the everything is back there. Okay, so we have some other questions. Let me read it. So, will the storyboarding with the project to keep a visual interest till the end, will it be a plus? No, the storyboarding, Vikash, you should have it's the first page, the mood board or storyboarding, the mood board, okay? The mood board. Every project should have a mood board, that's for sure, because today that's how we do things. The mood board is there to make sure that you can put the person, you can visualize the client type and the inspiration for this type of project, and therefore that's why it's very important, okay. All right. Yash, sir, how many pages should we take for just the exploration, ideation, sketch, and inspiration? But Yash, when you do a portfolio, you are not gonna put the whole, you know, all the inspiration and the ideation sketch you did. You have to choose the best. Probably you have to make a collage, you know. You have to cut out the best sketches and put together with Photoshop or Illustrator onto one slide, and then explain from the beginning until the end how this ideation started, right? So one slide, and that's also your freehand sketches. Should be your freehand sketches. So in those you might have some black and white sketches, pencil sketches, pen sketches, and then also done with markers, all right? So that you can put color stuff together. And after you start the project, okay? So the mood board, the ideation, and then as we say all the time, then we can have, you know, the other, which are the choice, the concept choice, therefore the side, the quarter front, the quarter back, top view, and all the other perspective, okay. All right, so now after that I play with my camera from the second floor, all right. Okay, so Vikash, thanks again. Thank you very much again. So I think that this is kind of clear. Anybody else? Any other questions? Because if not, I think that we can we can close it here for today. I think that was a good topic that gave you a very good point, okay, strong point about how you have to organize yourself and how you have to make that orientation, according to what you want to be and how you want to be outside once you are out of school. Bored with the story for everybody. That's very good, Vikash. That's fine. Okay, so thank you very much. I really hope you're gonna have fun for this weekend. All right, Mr. Hutton, if projects have been with a team group, what's your recommendation for what's the best way to include the? Okay, so this is very important, very sensible. As you know, I don't like those projects that are in a group of 10 people, 20 people, because it's, to me, there is nonsense. And it is not true that this is the best way to teach students how to work together or in a team. To me, this is nonsense. But anyway, I respect what other people do and decide, but in my head, it's nonsense. So what do you do in that case? You do not put the same sketches done by someone else. You can put the picture of the model that you have done with the other colleagues, and that's okay, but you have to put your own sketches with the data, your signature, because that portfolio, your colleagues will show their portfolios, and if they put the same sketches of the best student that did the hot sketches for that project, then in my opinion it shows that you don't know how to sketch, or you are not as good as the other guy, and that's why you did not put your sketches. So in my opinion, the best thing you can do, Mr. Hutton, is that you put your own sketches, all right? And if your own sketches are not as good as the guy that made the super hot sketches in the group, sorry for you, means that you have to work harder, okay? To work harder to get that type of quality. But you want to put your own sketches. Several years ago, I went to IAAD in Italy, and I told the students, I know that you are making those portfolio with the same project. I keep on receiving portfolios that have the same work. Well, you have to know that for me, that project, it's useless. So your portfolio for me counts an exception of that project. For me, that project does not count because I don't know who did what. Okay, so this is the most important thing you guys have to think about. All right? Okay. The internship season in general is in the beginning of spring. Okay, spring. So March, April, and ends in September, generally. But then it depends also from the companies, because some companies do that differently. Sir, car design, what type of basic knowledge we have to know? S29, I tell you right away, we as a car designer, basic knowledge, it's not engineering or mechanical engineering, okay? There is a lot of philosophy, sociology, there is a lot of model making. You welcome. Ciao Bismarck. Model making. There's a lot of sketching. Skills. This is the most important thing. Skills. You want to exercise your creativity, therefore you have to know how to draw. How to draw well. Skills. Sketching. Okay? Sketching. That's what you have to do. Sketching. Alright? And then there are the other basics that are parts artistic classes, and some other times cultural classes like history of automobile design, art history. Sometimes I know that in some schools they They do also aerodynamics, basics of structure, which I also did in school, which that's very important. It's a basic exam about how the structures work, okay, but not mechanical engineering, not at all, okay. Physics, no. Math, no. When we're talking about a bachelor or a master, you don't do those things, okay. All right, so thank you very much. I hope you had a very good time with me today, Friday. Have a good weekend, and see you next Tuesday. We're gonna sketch again together. Ciao.